Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today what I've got for you is something about pronunciation. You will have noticed that, especially in British English, native speakers tend to swallow some syllables. That's the way we very often say it. They don't seem to pronounce every single syllable. That's called reduction, or sometimes omission, and it's to do with whether a syllable is stressed or not. Normally in a word you have one stressed syllable and the rest are mainly unstressed syllables. Well, it's those unstressed syllables that tend to almost disappear, or at least be reduced, and the vowels in those unstressed syllables are then very often reduced to a. Let's have a look at a couple of examples. You know, a book that contains a lot of words with explanation, that's a dictionary, is what most people will say in British English. Dictionary. Whereas in American English, for instance, you would hear a dictionary. Those are more syllables. In British English, in normal speech, that's only 3 syllables. Dictionary, dictionary. Or take the second month of the year. In American English you would hear February. In British English, at most it's February, February. And sometimes it's even shorter, February. The British seem to like to cut their words short, to reduce and even get rid of those unstressed syllables. One more example maybe. St. Andrew. That's the full pronunciation, St. Andrew. But you will hear people talk of St. Andrew, St. Andrew. That saint has first of all become son and then even St. Andrew. In careful speech, obviously, also in British English, the full forms are used, but careful speech is rare. In fluent speech, there normally is quite a lot of reduction. And we're not only talking about long words with 3 or 4 or 5 syllables. No. Even the very shortest words, the most common words, tend to get reduced. Think, for instance, of the word and. You will hardly ever hear anyone say and. At most they say an or un. For instance, somebody's telling a story and says and then, don't say and then, no, and then. Or they're talking about 2 persons and they're saying, oh, it's Jim and Jack, Jim and Jack. At that point, all that's left is a n, nothing more. Also, the short word of is rarely spoken in this way, of. It's normally of, or even a. The v can disappear. For instance, you have kind of. You never say kind of, it's kinda. Or sort of becomes sorta, and even sorta. Think in that respect also of the way you write the time. 4 o'clock. Written as O apostrophe. And that's because originally that was of, 4 of the clock, 4 o'clock. So it's not so unusual that of becomes a. The word can will also very often be reduced. Instead of saying can I, you will very often hear people say can I, can I. So the can becomes can. Or police. Call the police, not police. In American English you very often even hear police, but in British English it's the police. Or the word actually, actually. Nobody says actually, actually. Or computer, computer. You don't hear computer, it's computer. Just remember that pronouncing everything in full is actually very strange. Hope you found this interesting. If you did, give me a like. Don't hesitate to subscribe or to leave a comment. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.